Well, I finished sanding down the bedroom furniture. And I'm going to tell y'all something. If you ever want to know what not to do, you let me know and I will give you my list. Because everything that you should not do, I did. I promise it was not fun. And I'll tell you what really upset me. Because I know you're just dying to hear it. But when I saved that thing right there for last. And when I got to the next to the last drawer, after I did all the room, I learned something. and then I had to go back and go over all of it again because I learned something. Next time I'm going to do a little more research and, because inside furniture, surprisingly, is quite different than what you would do for outside. See, I've done quite a few things outside, like restore an old wheelbarrow we had out there and some things, and I did our picnic table and then the bench and our little table and chairs up here and on the porch, which is you have to do things a little different. And then I realized that I have no help. There ain't nobody here gonna jump up and move something for me, which became quite a challenge, which is how I ended up with the whole house a mess, which by the way took hours to clean up. But I did learn a lot, I really did. And I have asked my little granddaughter who was here last week to make sure if she ever hears Grandma say, I think I'll sand down that bedroom set or the living room or whatever I get in my crazy head to do, she is to just stop and scream, no. Tell me no immediately. Because I almost bit off more than I could chew. About choked. Like right now I am so tired. And I am so wore out. My fingers hurt. I'm ready for bed. I'm in bed. But I'm going to probably, I'm telling you, be the first night I fall asleep early in a very long time. But it was quite a challenge. And I really, really advise you to get with me first if you haven't never done this before. And make sure you don't have too many pieces. That's number one rule. If there's too many pieces in the room, just forget all about it. Just go buy new. Or just don't buy any at all. But I do like the way it turned out. I'm happy with that. I would be happy if it didn't turn out at all. At least I got it completed. That was, got to that point. I was just happy to get it completed. But that monster right there got me. And because I had to do a lot of this by hand, I used Lucy, my sander, for as much of it as I could when I could get it outside. And like 2 times I gave in and I let her roll. It made a mess, but I got better about shutting the doors and stuff and cleaning. It was quite an adventure for me, and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna write this one off now, and I'm gonna say if this was on my bucket list, which I don't recall it being, I know I've done it, and I don't have to do it again. I really don't, and I'm real happy about that. And I don't think I would ever try this again. I might do one little table, but nothing like I'm not doing the whole room because it's trust me, it was not fun. And then trying to learn as you go. I'm almost too old for this. I'm always wanting people to know, oh, you can learn, you just enjoy it. Just get out there and do something new. Well, I gotta tell y'all, I'm a liar. Don't listen to me. You can't just get out there and do something new. You got to figure out how to do it before you begin to start it. Because then it just takes you even longer. Look how long it's taken me to get this done. You know how many times I've had to go back and redo something because I learned something? Because I'm just not patient enough to learn it before I start it. I'm going to tell you, it was fun though. I have to say I enjoyed myself with myself. And I did not enjoy not having no one to help me move some of this stuff. That mirror, I want y'all to hear me about this mirror. Listen, that thing's heavier than it looks. And I unbolted it and everything, got it, it was rolling around up there on that dresser. Oh my God, it was terrible. I couldn't get it off of there because it was too heavy. But I did get help with that. I did ask my husband, finally, would you please help me get this off this thing? And he did. And then I rolled it through the house. And I rolled it out around and everywhere I could take it to get it done. I had, it was, I just thought to myself, this is ridiculous. Here I am, rolling the mirror around. I scratched it down at the bottom. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to learn how to buff that out too. That should be fun, don't you think? I've got what I need to buff it out. I did watch a little video this time, so I might be a little bit more prepared, but I don't know if I have a buffer. I got to go see. And I probably don't, because I don't have anything. But I might just have to go check one out, because I see a lot more scratched mirrors in my future. And I've been trying to keep up with y'all. I miss a couple of things, because it's been pretty crazy around here, with me tearing up the whole bedroom. And, my son was around, and, it's just been kind of nutty. And then I got, the anniversary of my sister's passing, and my daughter's is right here on me. And so I've been doing a lot of soul searching, which I'll tell you about. It's like I've been really digging deep, because not only can I learn, but I can change too. I hope anyhow. I've been learning, and I realized I'm pretty judgmental sometimes, and I don't like it. So I'm teaching myself something. And it started, let me see how many minutes I'm at. I can't even see, my eyes are blurry. I know y'all don't want to just stare at one thing. And okay, well, let's look at the door. It's pretty nice. And no, I'm not going to redo it either. I'm going to leave it just like it is, I promise. But I've been doing a little checking in. There's some things I just never bothered to look into. I've learned one thing, and that's, the ones, in our families that act the craziest, they get the most attention. They do get the attention. They take it away from all the others. And it's sad, and I realize that apparently is a generational thing. Because, I know absolutely zero about my grandmother's family. So, one side of the tree is just full all the way back, 1100. But there's that one side that just goes, it has my mom, it has her mom, and her mom, and that's it. It ends right there. And it's, that's becoming a challenge for me. I've decided to try to take that one on, and it's really a challenge to find out. Because everybody named the kid the same thing. I don't understand. So you got all these people with the same name. It's ridiculous. And then I was like, well, I need to make sure, because I always say I think I've been cursed, because y'all know why. Y'all all know why. So I decided, well, maybe I better check in and make sure we're not related to the Bell Witch. So I was like, well, let me just start tracing it back. But unfortunately, it's on that side of the family that just don't go nowhere. And sometimes I'll find something and then it tells me, oh, you can't look at it. It's private. Wasn't that special? It's private. But it's really been fun, which is the post that I had posted. I don't know if anybody looked at it, but after I put it up there, I realized, Lord, I didn't give nothing with it. I didn't tell you nothing. But I'm going to tell you, that's somebody I did not know. It's my grandmother's father. And I never met any of them. I don't really know how to treat grandparents because I never really had any. So that tells you something right there. But I finally dug up some things on him. And you know what I realized? I would have been his favorite granddaughter. I'm telling you, I know I would have. Because I see where I get my nuts from. I mean, I'm crazy. Like the letter that he wrote to the paper every single year that said, he was asking for a loan of $40,000, and he was just gonna wait till the bill was due, and then he was just gonna act a fool, as he put it, and then get sent away to the asylum for a few months, and then he would act normal, and he'd get out, and therefore the debt would be paid because he'd be on taxpayer money then, like some of the others. And I didn't realize how much it really bothered him, to work so hard and to see others just doing nothing and getting stuff. So I just thought, my God, that was 1920, and we still have that problem today, except it's worse. And it's probably a good thing he's not here because he was pretty adamant about these things. You know, he spoke up to quite a few, and he did it boldly. Um, he just tickled me. I really had a lot of fun reading about him. I told my husband, I said, you know, I spent the whole night with a dead grandfather, and I just laughed and had a good time. And I think, like I said, I think I'd have been his favorite. Um, he got over their family property, you know, which I was told one story, and now I come to find out, I do know the truth now. It's kind of a really crazy story, but it was like a Hatfield McCoy thing. I'm going to tell you this. It was something, it drug out from 1905 to 1929, I think is what it said. And then it was finally actually settled, but not without a whole bunch of newspaper articles, let me tell you. And they're all funny. You know, they just tickle me. I mean, he just spoke up, and the way he did things was kind of, and you know, a little different, like the letter every year he wrote it. He did a few other things like that. Just say, you know, the things that he didn't like about the government. And one time he opened his mouth one too many times in a meeting, and someone had quit, and they elected him. Don't know how that worked out for him because I hadn't found no articles yet, but quite fascinating. I'm really enjoying it, and haven't connected the rest of it, and I don't want to be honest with you, because I don't know how to get rid of something like that. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I stay so busy, I don't know sometimes which end to sit on. You know, sometimes I just want to roll over on my face, and that's probably not the right way to sit, especially if you like breathing, and I do, I really do. So I'm gonna get back with y'all, and I want to share some more of my learning, my family learning, because I got to find out where it all started and how in the world we can end it, you know. But I am finding out that, to my surprise, the very family that I did not think, you know, I won't say the whole family. I didn't know any of them. You know, I only knew my grandmother. Didn't really know her. But I think I judged her a little too harshly. And I don't know quite what to do about that yet. And I'm still working on it, because I do believe in, you know, finding out the whole thing, as much of the whole story as you can, the real story, before, you know, and I didn't do that, apparently. I didn't do that. I disliked her, and I thought she was a horrible person. But now I'm learning a few things that I did not know, and it's all, you know, information that's factual. I mean, there's articles, and there's some history, and I'm learning a few things. So I'm also holding my head in shame, and I'm not gonna say much until I get done with my digging to see how wrong I was, or, you know, and how to go about fixing it. So anyhow, I'm just a horrible person, and I'm trying to figure that out too. I don't know how many years I got left, or if I got years left. I want to do it right. I just want to do it right. I don't want to cause harm to anyone, and I don't want harm caused to me. And, you know, I got to honor my daughter and my mother the best way I know how, and I'm trying. Just know I'm trying. And I thank y'all so much for some of the advice that y'all have given me, because I have struggled with accepting that they're gone, and I put it off to the side, and it's caught up with me, and I'm struggling real bad, and I can't sand it down, you know, it just don't work that way. But we'll get back. I'll get back with y'all. I promise. I know you're just gonna wait on the edge of your seat till I do. I just see it. Don't you just love the image? I do. I just think about everybody just sitting there biting their fingernails and waiting. All right, y'all. I love you. And I will talk to y'all real soon. Probably sooner than you think. So good night, all.